National Geographic KiDS, Frogs by Marfe, Ferguson, Delano. Read by Mr. Kilby. Explore my world. Frogs. Look, a frog. Up in a tree, a tiny tree frog balances on a branch. Tree frogs tiptoe on twigs and leap onto leaves. Sticky toe tips help tree frogs climb and cling. Down by a stream, a big bullfrog snuggles into squishy, mushy mud. Squelch! In a sandy desert, a spade-foot toad digs with shovel-like back feet, burrowing underground. Sploosh! Out in a pond, a leggy leopard frog launches off a lily pad. It arches through the air and splashes into the water. Home sweet home. Frogs live almost everywhere on Earth except Antarctica. You can find them on mountaintops, in forests, creeks, and rivers, ponds and lakes, fields, parks, gardens, and deserts. Pac-Man frog, South America. Spadefoot toad, North America. Australian green tree frog, Australia. Fleischmann's glass frog, Central America. There are more than 5,000 kinds of frogs. Here are some from around the world. Flaming poison dart frog, Central and South America. Vietnamese mossy frog, Southeast Asia. Wallace flying frog, Southeast Asia. Frogs come in many different colors and sizes. They can be tiny or they can be huge. Frogs can be bumpy or frogs can be smooth. Some frogs are even see-through. Most mother frogs lay eggs in or near water. Pop! When the eggs hatch, out pop tiny tadpoles. They live underwater and eat tiny plants. They look like fish, but they are wiggly, wriggly baby frogs, also known as pollywogs. Tadpoles start out with chubby, stubby bodies and long, flat tails. But as a tadpole grows, its body changes. It sprouts legs for swimming and hopping. Its tail gets smaller and smaller. Its eyes get bulgier and bulgier. Its mouth gets wider and wider. Finally, the tadpole looks like a frog. Out of the water, it crawls. Now the young frog is ready to explore its new world and to eat. Gulp! This frog loves to eat bugs. It shoots out its sticky tongue to snap up a passing insect, pulls the prey into its mouth, and swallows it whole. Froggy feasts. Frogs are not fussy eaters. They will eat just about anything that moves, as long as it can fit into their mouths. How far can you stick out your tongue? Bugs and caterpillars are fine food for frogs. Do you think a worm tastes yummy or yucky? Frogs chow down on insects, spiders, worms, slugs, and snails. Some large frogs also dine on mice and even other frogs. This frog just nabbed a delicious dragonfly. How would you like lizards for lunch and spiders for supper? This mouse better watch out for big hungry frogs. Frogs eat all kinds of animals, and all kinds of animals eat frogs. Birds and bats, snakes and rats, raccoons, fish, lizards, crocodiles, and even bears all gobble up frogs. How do frogs survive? Some hide by blending into the background. Some have brilliant colors that warn hungry hunters, "Don't eat me!" These brightly hued frogs have poison in their skin. Jump, frog! A frog on the ground can leap to safety, and in a treetop, a gliding frog spreads its toes wide, jumps off a branch, and glides. Happy landing! All in the family. Frog. Moist, smooth skin. What does your skin feel like? No tail. Long, strong legs for jumping and leaping. Can you leap like a frog? 5 toes and hind legs. Bulging eyes. Can you make your eyes look really big? Teeth in upper jaw. 4 toes on front legs. Don't let toads fool you. Despite their name, toads are a kind of frog. But that doesn't mean frogs and toads are exactly alike. Frogs live most of their lives around water. Toads can be found in drier places, even in deserts. Here are some ways that frogs and toads are different and the same. Toad. Poison gland behind each eye. No teeth. 4 toes on front legs. How many fingers and toes do you have? Dry, bumpy skin. What other things feel bumpy? No tail. Short legs just right for walking or short hops. Can you make short hops like a toad? 5 toes on hind legs. Sing like a frog. Even when you can't see frogs, you can often hear them singing. Some frogs puff up their throats like balloons to make sound. Each type of frog has its own special call. Some are so loud they can be heard a mile away. Here are some frog calls. Can you make these froggy sounds? Bullfrog. Jagarum. Spring peeper. Peep, peep, peep. Red-eyed tree frog. Chuck, chuck, chuck. Coqui frog. Coqui. Gray tree frog. Triddle. Wood frog. Quack, quack, quack.